Hi, welcome to OpsMx ISD Delivery Intelligence Module. With Argo CD and Argo Rollouts, organizations are able to release more features to the market rapidly. With the rising velocity of release cadence, verifying each release manually is time-consuming and error-prone. That's where the Delivery Intelligence module of ISD for Argo comes into picture. OpsMx ISD for Argo is used to automate release verification process during progressive delivery in Argo rollouts. Now, let us take a look at an application called OpsMx Demo. Okay, so now you can see that there are certain pods which are running in the target Kubernetes cluster. The application is in sync status. That means there are no net new changes has happened in the Git. We have used Argo rollout for progressive deployment. Here we have an object called OpsMx Demo, which is a kind of Argo rollout. Now let us quickly refer to the strategy involved while deploying applications using Argo rollouts. All right. So now what we can see is we have canary deployment strategy, and the steps involved in the canary deployment of our application OpsMx for Demo are the first is deploy the new version of the application to production and allow 25% of the traffic to the new version. Under the hood, our rollouts might be leveraging Istio service mesh or NGNX ingress. Let the new version cater to the small portion of the traffic for 2 minutes and then pause for an analysis. In the analysis step, a particular ops person or an SRE has to manually verify if the new version is performing in an expected way by analyzing metrics and logs. If all the criteria are met and the ops team feels that this is a very stable version, then the traffic can be increased to 75% from 25%. The new version will be allowed to cater the traffic for 2 minutes, after which the deployment will be again paused for further analysis. The idea is with increasing load, the new version should be able to perform and behave properly without breaking. And if the ops person provides a go ahead after the analysis, the new version is rolled out completely into the production to handle 100% of the traffic. Now, let me open one of the existing release verification done by um, OpsMx ISD for Argo. So let me select the date for 1 month and select an existing analysis. All right. So this analysis provides a confidence score of 67 out of 100 to represent the success or failure after each verification. The higher the score, the better the confidence. Here the score is 67 and we have set the score as 50 to pass the analysis and let the deployment move ahead. So every time there'll be an analysis phase in the Argo rollout step, Argo ISD for Argo can perform this analysis. Now OpsMx ISD consider both logs and metrics for the analysis. In the log analysis, ISD fetches logs from various log monitoring tools, and then it applies AI and ML to correlate sensitive events and errors of both baseline and the new versions. Now the logs are certain logs which are not so important. They are kind of alerts or normal events. They are categorized into ignored bucket. So if a certain errors are occurring for the new release, they are bucketed into unexpected category. And the certain errors or the events that are occurring for both the new version and the older version, then they are categorized into expected. Now in this expected bucket, if you can see that certain alerts or events are correlated with each other. Let me kind of open one and show you. So here, near about 92 alerts are correlated with each other. ISD identifies using unsupervised learning. It understands that there is similarity between various logs and it categorizes into one bucket. It says that 93 of such errors has occurred in baseline and 31 has occurred in new release. But the impact of these alerts or the events on the performance or behavior of the new application is 0. So that's why it has provided a score 0. So there is almost no impact of this errors on the performance and behavior of the new application. Now, our ops team can provide feedback to reclassify the logs in the runtime, and ISD would take the feedback to learn and make its algorithm better suited for each enterprise usage. So they can all, this is not clickable right now, but if someone can click over here and change and provide the feedback here. No, this particular error is quite critical, and perhaps we should fail the deployment. And ISD for Argo would consider that as a learning. Moving on to metric analysis. Now, ISD provides the metric score by analyzing metrics across multiple dimensions. The first one is performance, second one is quality, third one is reliability. Now, here are a few, let us quickly look into the performance dimension and understand what ISD is capable of. There are certain metrics which ISD takes into picture. The common metrics can be CPU utilization, memory utilization, then latency, the throughput, etc. All these metrics ISD consider for evaluation. Now, these metrics are considered for both the new version and the older version for the time period for which they were running parallelly. In this case, it was 2 minutes. So let us take an example of the latency, where it says that the new release latency is quite high as compared to the baseline. That's the reason kind of it is the score which is provided here is 0. If the metrics, the value of the metrics is varying between a certain accepted thresholds, maybe perhaps in some organization they would consider plus 10%, minus 10%, there will be a range. In that range, if the metrics value of the new applications will fall, then ISD will consider that as a pass. It will consider that, okay, this application is performing normal and it is considered for, can be considered for further deployment process. Now, kind of quickly coming to the view info. So over here, there are log and metrics template. Let us see the log template. The log template provides, a UI, intuitive UI to integrate with your log analysis tools. In this case, we have considered Elasticsearch, but one can plug in into or integrate ISD into any log analysis tool such as Splunk, Sumo Logic, etc. This UI also provides the customization to include regular expressions or filters and categorizing sensitivity of logs. So that's the, and this kind of templates can be utilized instead of the ops team or, focusing on creating such kind of templates from scratch. Similarly, ISD also provides metric template where first of all you can use the template to integrate quickly with any monitoring tool. Here we have integrated with Prometheus. ISD provides 40 plus ready to be used out of the box adapters for monitoring tools and log tools. So you can basically integrate this in ISD with App Dynamics, Dynatrace, etc. It provides selection mechanism to consider certain metrics which are relevant for your organization and bucket them in different dimensions: performance, quality, reliability, security, etc. It also provides the mechanism to provide the range in which a new version has to perform. The metrics of a new version has to perform. Otherwise, you can consider the new version as abnormal and you can reject the deployment readily. Now coming to the the best part. So over here, It takes near about, as we have mentioned during the start of our conversation, that it takes near about 2 to 3 hours for an expert to carry a detailed analysis for one release. But ISD just takes 5 seconds. So you can see that it started at 1346 and the whole analysis of log and metrics ended at 1351. So in just 5 seconds, ISD is able to kind of complete the analysis, provide a risk score. Now, quickly summarizing, the delivery intelligence module of ISD for Argo performs automated release verification to release applications safely. It applies artificial intelligence and machine learning to logs and metrics of new and old versions to identify potential risk in performance, quality, reliability, and security dimensions. The confidence score provided by ISD expedites the decision making to either roll forward or terminate a deployment process. The granular analysis performed by ISD helps the ops team to diagnose issues during production deployments and fix issues. That was all about delivery intelligence module of our OpsMx ISD for Argo. Thanks for watching.